Good afternoon. We're at Swain County High School, and we are in our kitchen where students have been learning all kinds of skills for years and years and years. But this year, we have a young man with us who is part of our career and technical education program. What's your name?
Logan McCall.
Logan, what class are you part of here?
I'm with the Foods 1 class.
Foods 1. So by you saying that, I think that maybe there's a Foods 2?
Yes.
And what do you do in Foods 1? Okay, I know what you're going to say, cook, but give me a little bit more information than that.
We learn the basics of cooking, of how to understand recipes, how to measure things out, and just how to read a recipe, pretty much.
Very good. Logan, what are some of the pieces out of this class that you think that you may take with you after you graduate? By the way, what year are you?
I am a junior.
So you've got a whole nother year. So you could get Foods 2 in, right?
I can.
Okay, so what parts of this class might you take with you?
Well, other than the cooking, the math of trying to understand the measurements will always be helpful, and I believe that's about it.
Wait a minute, Logan, you just said that you're going to use math in cooking, right?
Yes.
So math has a real purpose in life.
One of very few.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. And by the way, Logan, this is only one of our many career and technical education classes. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay. And have you been part of any others?
I have taken Carpentry 1, which is basics carpentry, but other than that, I have not.
Very good, Logan. So when you graduate, all the things that you're using or you're learning in here and in Carpentry 1 you can take with you. Do you plan on taking any other career and technical education classes? Have you thought that far ahead?
I have not, but I have been thinking about taking Foods 2 or Carpentry 2.
And either of those would be really good for anyone, in my opinion. Now, I want to introduce someone who makes all of this happen, Logan, and I think that probably you may need to scoot on to another class so that you don't get in trouble. What do you think? All right, Logan, thank you so much. Appreciate you speaking with us this afternoon. And I want to introduce you to Teresa Hayes. And Teresa is the Director of Career and Technical Education, which we normally call CTE. Foods and carpentry are only one or two of the selections that we have. Would you tell me about some of the other opportunities that students have in career and technical education?
Sure. Well, along with those, we also offer drafting classes. We offer health science classes, automotive, welding. Let's see. We've said family consumer science, which is foods, and also interior design she offers here. So we have a wide array of classes that we offered, and CTE offers students a pathway to success. And in that pathway, they are learning technical skills, academic skills, as you just mentioned, the student talking about math, and employability skills. Math, English, science are all ingrained in the CTE curriculum. So students are getting ahead by having all of that ingrained in the curriculum, and then we are preparing them to be college and career ready so they can step out and take off with either a career or go on into a college, or military, whatever, 2-year, 4-year, or earn a certification or go into an apprenticeship program. So we're giving them the foundation here in high school for all of that. And we're very proud of the credentials that we are offering. The North Carolina State is really encouraging more and more credentials, and so are business and industries. So we offer things like ServSafe. We have the CNA pharmacy technician. This year we added Adobe for those that do graphic design. Next year, we may be able to offer computer engineering, which will have some certifications in the computer IT field. We offer soft skills certification and workplace readiness certifications. So there's a lot of certifications. And let me also add, we partner in collaboration with Southwestern Community College. They provide 3 instructors here on our campus for carpentry, automotive, and welding. Those students can, if they take all those classes here, they earn a certificate. So they can walk out here, graduate, and go right into a career field. And all of those are in demand demand. Employers are waiting for students a lot of times to graduate. So they can either go on into employment, or they can go on to Southwestern or other schools and take those certifications and get their 2-year degree. So there's lots of pathways to success for our students.
Now, when I went to high school here, back in the day, I didn't take any classes that were part of career and technical education, and I'm not even sure that it had that name then, because that was right at 40 years ago. If I were to take a CTE class today, how would it differ from taking just a general math class or an English class? What makes CTE different? You've mentioned a lot of things, but are there other elements?
I would think the number one element would be hands-on. We are hands-on learning as far as getting in here and working on recipes and creating food dishes, to working in our drafting lab and creating plans for house plans. We can go over to the barn. Our carpentry students are actually building our barn that we got a grant for. Automotive, if you go up there, you'll see students working with a vehicle, usually up and under the vehicle or whatever, and same thing in welding. So every classroom that you go into in CTE, we not only have those basics of math, English, science, and a lot of times we also are really big in hands-on learning, and I think that's what sets us apart.
And I think that's why Logan and other people like Logan are really, really interested in taking the CTE classes themselves. So we were talking about the fact that perhaps things have changed from when I was in high school, but I believe that it's changed also because when I was in high school, there wasn't a middle school. And so are we able to offer some of our career and technical education classes past high school?
Yes, we do. And back in the day, it was called vocational education.
That's right, I remember.
Yes. So now we do reach down into the middle school, and we have 2 teachers at the middle school. And actually, we also go down into as far as elementary for career exploration and career awareness, and then that's carried over to the middle school where we have some career awareness classes there, along with some engineering and business management computer skill classes. Next year we're going to offer computer science discoveries as a new class for those students that might be interested in computer science. It'd be a great way to show your interest and sign up for those classes. So and then that rolls over, building on that career exploration, rolls over to the high school. All 9th graders take a do a job shadowing event. So that gets them out in the community. They understand what is here in our community as far as career options available to them, gets to know people in their community. And then we have career management class, which is a great class that emphasizes the soft skills that's so needed in today's workforce. And then internships is a big thing when they get to be a senior that they can take to further enhance that career exploration.
And so students have all kinds of opportunities, all the way from elementary up through when they're a senior, but those are largely in-class opportunities. I know that there are other things that are happening outside of the class. An example would be FFA, which again, back in the day was here, but I know that there are more opportunities for organization participation other than just FFA. Tell me about some of those.
Yes, and what they are called are CTSOs, Career Technical Student Organizations. It's kind of like a club at school. So all students have an opportunity to participate in that. So that's a wonderful thing, is that they can all be a part of something while they're in high school. We have FFA for Ag. We have FCCLA for Family Consumer Science. Skills USA, it covers drafting, carpentry, automotive, welding, and then we have HOSA for health science. They're all very, very active. They're on the go all the time. They're traveling to Greensboro, Charlotte. We went to Indianapolis with FFA for nationals this year. They do leadership events. They're always actively involved in some kind of career exploration, even with that, and leadership abilities when they go to compete. So it's a wonderful opportunity for our kids to get out and to become a better, well-rounded student because of the opportunities given to them in their CTSOs.
And some of those actually go into competitions, and I know that we've had state competitors who have actually, we could say, came back as a state champion in carpentry or something like that. But more recently, we had a couple of students who were involved in, and I'm not going to say this correctly, but they were in a cooking competition, right? I believe it was called Junior Chef or something of that nature. Tell me about that and tell me what the outcome was.
Oh, that's an awesome opportunity. Our students, we had 2 students to go, and they came back winning 3rd place overall in North Carolina, and they actually paired with the child nutrition director here, and the purpose was to create a meal that could be served in the school lunchroom. And we all know the criteria for a meal in the lunchroom is really hard, but so it got an opportunity for those kids to work together with their teacher and with that child nutrition director to create a meal that could be served there with under the USDA standards. So they did come home with 3rd place with a gold and $6,000 scholarships apiece. So.
And I want to capitalize on that, Teresa. They came home with $6,000 scholarships each for 3rd place. I don't know many other or any other opportunities at Swain County High School right now where a student could go and could compete at the state level or the regional level even and come home with a 3rd place award and still have $6,000 in scholarship. That just really excites me that they're able to do that. Now, there are some new things that you've got in mind because at the high school and across the school system, one of our primary concerns is that we're preparing students to be successful in a career somewhere, somehow. And sometimes that means going on to a 2-year or a 4-year institute. That's a possibility, but not always. What are some things that you have seen our community probably needs, and we're trying to meet those needs, let's say, since we're tourism-based?
Right. So the ServSafe certification is one big thing for our area because of the businesses downtown that need people to work there. And along with that, we are thinking ahead about computer science and computer engineering, those types of jobs you can do at home. So if students don't want to leave our area, they can start here and finish with their 2-year degree online through Southwestern or other colleges and work right from home. So that's what we're leading into computer engineering with the IT fundamentals courses for students to be able to get into that type of a career choice. And we also the students have shown interest in business management and hospitality and tourism. So those are some new courses that's going to be offered next year, depending on registration. And that's coming up the first part of March. And we have this little handy handout that will be available for students, and I hope to get posted online, but it will be at the high school, and it's going to show them the pathway to success for whichever program area that they're interested in. So the important thing is, if you're interested in any of those courses I mentioned or any that we've had here, sign up and get excited about what we're offering.
And I think that's a wonderful way for our students to find a place to fit in, because you have such a broad level of courses and offerings. I find it hard to believe that someone at Swain County High School couldn't find somewhere to have a place, and I'm really proud about that.
One other thing, we have added on 7 different options for honors courses next year. So we're upping the ante. We're ready to offer more and more honors classes for those students that want that higher level, higher rigor of classes, and which will help with their GPA status, because a lot of students are very cautious and with their GPA. So we're doing great things in CTE, and we want everybody to be a part.
And I do too. I think that it's wonderful what you're doing, how you're expanding, how you're examining what we're doing to meet the needs of the students. And one of the best things for me is it gives students all across the school an opportunity to try something and decide if this really fits them, or if it doesn't, to try something else. Because sometimes part of life is just figuring out what we don't want to do so that we can fall into a place where we're doing what we really end up loving. Thank you for being part of that. Thank you for your passion and your energy. And if anyone here can't see Teresa's energy and excitement about career and technical education, then you need to rewind this. And there's a term from the past. You need to go back and watch this again so that you can see just exactly how excited she is. Thank you, and thank you for being part of our conversation today. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me or to contact Teresa here at the high school. Just call 488-3129 and ask to speak to her, and they'll get you a message right to her. Until the next time that we're together, God bless you, and thank you for being part of our Swain family at Swain County Schools.